It's Thanksgiving Day football between the New York Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. We break down the game, give you our best bet, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from Grandstand Bettors.com, and week 12 of the NFL season is going to start on Turkey Day, and we got a good one here in the mid-afternoon time slot between the Giants and the Cowboys. We're going to get to that best bet in just a moment, but first, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss our NFL plays in the last 6 weeks of the season, and while you're at it, smash that like button if you are ready to have a great Thanksgiving with friends, family, and loved ones around. I know I am. So, without further ado, let's get around the TV and watch the Giants and the Cowboys here on Thanksgiving. And the Cowboys are 9.5-point favorites, over-under set at 45.5 at the moment. Giants come into Week 12 fresh off a loss to the Detroit Lions, which it felt like everyone in the world knew that was going to happen except the Giants. The box score would also say that they should have won the game. They outgained the Lions by almost 100 yards, and Jones threw for nearly 350 total yards through the air. So how do you lose this game 31-18? Well, it's pretty easy to figure out the problem. That is the Giants turning over the football. Twice, Daniel Jones threw an interception that resulted with the Lions taking over on their own side of the field, and one fumble also led to the Lions taking possession on the Giants field as well. Even if you give some of the worst teams that kind of field position in the NFL, they're going to put up points. And the Lions did just that, putting up 2 touchdowns off of turnovers. And guess what? That 14 points was the difference of the game. To be fair, Jones coming into that game had only thrown 2 interceptions on the season, so it's not like he's done that every single game this season. But this week, it doesn't get much easier, as the Giants will probably not sling the ball around. Dallas just giving up less than 175 yards through the air per game, and they held to the Vikings offense last week to 110 yards passing. So, Saquon Barkley, get ready, because you're going to carry the rock a lot this week. And Barkley has done well this season, nearly 1,000 yards on the season, averaging 4.5 yards per carry, and he's going to face the 7th worst rushing defense in the league. Dallas has given up 136 yards per play on the ground, and recently they have allowed over 173 yards per game in their last 3. Now, speaking of the Cowboys, they come into this matchup with the same record as the Giants, but they do hold the tiebreaker after beating the Giants in week number 3. Dak has now been back for a couple of games after his injury. Credit to Cooper Rush for keeping this team afloat. But let's talk about Tony Pollard for a moment, who's finally getting the touches he deserves. In fact, he actually should be getting more touches. Last week, Pollard eclipsed 700 yards on the season, and he's averaging just about 6 yards per carry. I'm sorry, but if I'm the owner of the Cowboys, Zeke, your time is up here in Dallas. Pollard has 6 less carries than you and over 230 more yards. They have been using both lately, though. Over the last 3 weeks, this Cowboys team, they've been rushing 33 times per game for over 170 yards on the ground. The good news is this should continue on Thanksgiving here, as the Giants are as bad as the Cowboys in rush defense, giving up a similar 135 yards on the ground per game. The Giants' defense as a whole is middle of the road of the NFL. They're just giving up 20 points per game. So what is our best bet for this annual Thanksgiving Day showdown in Dallas? Well, let's be honest. Is this Giants team really a 7-3 team? The only 2 teams they beat that would be considered good at the moment is Tennessee and Baltimore. Their other 5 wins this season were against the Panthers, Packers, Bears, Jags, and Texans. And those teams have a combined record at the moment of 14-38. The Cowboys have just been as up and down. They one week will go beat the Vikings 40-3. The next week they'll lose to the Packers. So for this game, for our best bet, we're going to stay away from the game itself and take a look at a player prop. Dalton Schultz is someone we're going to target for Thanksgiving Day, and he's averaging 5+ targets per game this season, and at home he has 19 of his 29 catches on the year with about 10 yards per catch. Giants are awful, allowing the fourth most yards to tight ends this season with almost 60 per game given up. And we think Schultz is a little bit low set here with his receiving yards. So with our best bet for Thanksgiving Day, we're going to take Dalton Schultz over 38.5 receiving yards. Now, just a reminder, if you're looking for all of our plays for the upcoming NFL week number 12, head on over to grandstandbettors.com, become part of our family, and start living that grandstand life. The link is below in the description, and we look forward to you signing up real soon. In the meantime, though, sit back, relax, eat a ton of food, watch a ton of football, and we'll see you live on Black Friday for England versus USA.